Why states need to make hunting a right in our Constitution. Worries that hunting may be banned or restricted have caused many people to push to have Congress make hunting a right. Under our Constitution, the animal rights activities, along with liberals, are fighting hard to have Congress take away this long-standing tradition of family survival and population control. In 1777, Vermont gave the citizens the right to hunt and fowl in seasonable times on their own land in these enclosed. Rhode Island in 1844, Alabama in 1996 added a hunting and fishing rights to their constitution. This shows that the right to hunt has been a concern for hundreds of years. The fact that these states were wise enough to see that this God-given right might be eventually taken away or limited is something other states should have followed along with. Currently, more and more states are working to have hunting and fishing rights amendments made their states' constitutions. But it's not just the southern states scrambling to make these changes to their constitution. It is also progressing all over the West. These states have to act now to make sure their rights are not taken away. An issue of heritage is also at risk. The American Indians have hunted all over what is now the United States, following the herds of buffalo and elk. It was their way of life. We have watched for the last 150 years as these people have been assigned barriers and limits to where, when, and what they have hunted. The American people didn't give much thought to the taking away of the Indians' rights to hunt. It wasn't their concern until now. Now it's us that is losing access to land, either due to government control or landowners selling the right to hunt. The American Indians are not the only families affected by our loss of rights. It affects many other families. For generations, American families have gathered together at the same time and the same place, waiting all year for this gathering time. So, losing our right to hunt is tearing away at our family core. It's so hard to find the time to be with our family that is enjoyable, quality time. We can't let the activities taken away our traditions. I have been hunting with my dad since I was 4. It has been our time together with family and his friends. One of my favorite things is goose hunting. I would wake up at 5 a.m., bundled up, go help, set up decoys, and wait for the geese. I look forward to the bartering and competition of the hunt. Sometimes we limited out and sometimes getting totally skunked. It didn't matter, we had the time together, and that will be our memories and our history. I'm now continuing to make my own tradition with my friends. Why do these politicians and animal rights activists think that they have the right to take this away from me and my family? How can they only see their side of the argument? They say it's cruel. They need to come out and look at the farmers' fields and look at what thousands of geese can do to a young crop. Survival is not just necessary for the wildlife. Survival is also an issue for people. Hunting has been a family event, a tradition, and also a means for putting food on the family table. Some families live in remote areas of the country, and hunting and fishing are their main food source. The state allows a season for hunting and fishing, and these families are all working together and killing and catching during this time. The food is processed and as much of the game is used to provide as many necessities as possible. These families do not have the availability of walking or driving to a local grocery store, or maybe not have the money to do so. So if we take away their right to hunt, what are they to do to survive? Do they pack up and move to the city and change their whole way of life? Do the activities plan on training these people in our occupation, or do they no longer have to worry as their only concern are the rights of the animals? It's not just these remote families that count on hunting for survival. Some families hunt to sell the fur meat to others for resale, so they are taking away a paycheck for the hunter. Some of the poor and elderly rely on hunters' donations for food and for their own tables. Hunters Against Hunger is a very active group in several states across the country. In the state of Montana, Fish and Game are now giving the opportunity to anyone purchasing a Montana hunting license the option to make an on-the-spot donation to Hunters Against Hunger. A new Montana law allows individuals to make a contribution that would help non-project groups donate wild game for free and then distributed by Montana Food Bands to help feed people in need, said Ron Asheen, spokesman of Montana Fish and Wildlife and Parks in Helena. Without our rights to hunt, what happens to the people that rely on these food to fill their families each fall? What about wildlife overpopulation? I never have explained it, but my mom experienced it, but my mom has watched it when the snow is deep or the grass is all gone. The deer can't find food. My grandmother is an animal lover and would let the deer eat away the hay set aside for sale or to feed to the cattle. My granddad was not so open to the idea, but didn't have much pull when it came to starving deer. My grandmother doesn't like hunting, but knows it has its place in the natural process. Without our rights to help and limit wildlife population, the set of starving animals will become a more common sight. There's a reason that the Fish and Game monitor herd size and movement. The numbers cannot be allowed to outgrow their food source. Hunters have to be allowed to control wildlife populations. If we don't allow hunting, then the herds start to eat up the crops and hay storage of farmers and ranchers. This also affects predator control, and predator will not
Dalton,
now
we're going to stop.